Hi everyone, I'm super excited. I just got a FedEx delivery from Google. It's the Pixel Buds version 2. So I'm going to take a brief look at these today and give you an overview of my first impressions. First of all, I should say I'm not a super expert on earbuds or earphones in general. I do wear them, but generally I stick with the cheaper pair. A lot of times when I'm at work, I'll have one earbud in so I can listen to other things going around at work. Occasionally I'll wear the over-the-ear headphones, and I have a couple of pairs that I like. Probably the most I've ever spent is about $60 to $70. I think maybe $80 one time. So this is a big step up for me, and the only reason I really did it is because I had $80 off Google Store credit. So I'm not sure I would splurge for the full $180, but let's see how I think about them at the $100 price point and overall how I like them. So here they are. They came in a fairly small box. As you can see, it has the Pixel Buds on the front, just a Google on the side, person wearing them on the back, the case with the Pixel Buds, nothing on top, and of course a bunch of fine print on the bottom. So let me open these up real quick. Let's see, you get to see them when I get to see them. Ta-da! That looks pretty nice. Has a protective coating over the case. You could lower the camera, but this seems to be easiest right now. Whoa, almost dropped it. And that's it. Feels pretty solid. There's a little light at the bottom. Let's see if I can get it to focus on that. Yeah, there's a little light at the bottom. Apparently it means something. Overall first impressions is that even though in some of the photos they look like giant circles that would be sticking out of your head or your ear, they don't look too big. Looks pretty compact, so I'm excited to try them out. Looks like a couple of other adapters for the earpiece to see which one fits your head the best. USB-C charging cable and a little manual. And I never keep the manuals because you can usually find everything you need online nowadays. So that's it in the case. Now let's turn on my screen recording and I'll see how easy they are to pair. So I have a Pixel 4 phone. I just turn on screen recording, and supposedly the only thing you need to do is make sure you have Bluetooth on. So I'll just check my Bluetooth is on. And then you open up the case and it says it should pop up, and then sure enough it did. Just tap on that, it says it's connecting. And it's connected to Patrick's Pixel. So tap to finish setup. I'll tap that up. Hit my calendar by mistake. So tap to finish start setup. Of course, I have to agree to some legal terms. It says try them on. Well, I wasn't going to do that just yet, but if it says to try them on, I'm going to try them on. So this is the right ear. Oh, it's playing some music already. But as I'm trying to get it in, it's like touching a button. I don't think it's actually doing anything, but I can hear it like clicking. Oh, it looks like I'm lowering the volume. Okay, so try on your earbuds, rotate each until it stays in place when you tap it or move your head. I might try this a little bit more later, but overall they feel pretty comfortable so far. Gonna hit next. And it tells me I can try the different sizes of the rubber adapters. I'm not sure if I'll switch or not. We'll give it a try for a little bit and see. swipe forward to raise the volume. That's not bad. So it says you can use either one, and then it looks like you have to swipe several times. So it's like it's not going up a ton every time you swipe it. Play and pause media to tap. Oh, that's pretty cool. Skip to the next track with a double tap. Triple tap to go back. It's getting complicated. I might have tapped it 4 times. And then it says charge them by putting them back in the case. Check the charging status. Orange when charging, white when fully charged. So when I opened it up, it was white, so it was fully charged. That's good to know. Swipe on the screen to discover more about your earbuds. So in-ear detection. They automatically pause when you remove them. Multi-touch surface. Yep, we already did that. Dual microphones or clear calls. We'll do some testing later and see how the recording sounds. So it has 2 mics. That's interesting. I didn't know that. And I'm assuming it's in both earpieces. And the stabilizer arc helps keep your earbuds in place. Now, one of the things, like I said, at work, I usually keep just one earbud in with the wired ones that I normally use. And that's so I can hear what's going on around me. Right now, I have both of them in. And it feels like if there was some noise and chatter around me, I probably wouldn't be able to hear it that much. Now, I'm going to have to test that out. May not be my optimal listening arrangement while I'm at work. And then it's just asking if I want to stay in the know and to send diagnostics info back to Google. Now, this is the thing that I was really excited about. Get help from Google Assistant. So I'm very excited about this. Apparently, a lot of other earbuds, you can double tap or something like that to launch the Google Assistant. This one, apparently, you can just speak and it'll go ahead and detect that. So let's see how this part works. That was just telling me that I could do that. Telling me that they are 100% charged on both. It looks like there's a bunch of, okay, now set up your Google Assistant. I'm just randomly figuring this stuff out. So it's just setting up permissions to allow the Google Assistant to work. Access your assistant with voice match. Mine's already on the phone, so hopefully I don't have to redo that part. It says give it a try. Touch and hold your earbud while talking. So I thought you could just talk to it, but if you had to touch it, that might change things. What's the weather today? Not bad. Okay. Now I'm going to try just saying, hey Google, what's the temperature right now? And it responded directly without me having to touch, so that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to dive into this a little bit more later, but what I'm going to do now, I just saw spoken instructions, so I got distracted. Spoken notifications, that's what it is. So like if I get Hangouts or messages or Messenger, those type of things, apparently it can read those out to me. A lot of this I got to test, but for right now, I just want to play some music and see how they sound. And I'm going to hit Blood Moon by Itch.io, one of my favorite bands. I can post info about them. Sounds good. Good bass. One of the things I read online was that the bass is not great, but it seems like it's pretty darn good bass to me. lowering the volume a little bit again. Let me double tap and go to the next song. Yep, there we go. Not bad. Like, I'm liking it so far. Used to having cables hanging from me or the big over-the-ear earphones, so it's not so bad. Or actually a big improvement not having anything like that. They feel like they're pretty secure. Looks silly just bouncing my head around, but they do feel secure. I think I have to make some adjustments to get a more secure fit on this left one, but I'll play around with that and we'll see. Okay, so now it's been about 24 hours since I first got the Pixel Buds version 2, and here are my first thoughts. First of all, they are very, very comfortable. I have them in now. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. After I show you, they fit pretty well. They don't protrude too far out. They feel secure. I've gone up and down the stairs, run around a little bit, chewed food. I haven't taken a shirt off to see if they'll stay in, but like even, pulling, tugging on my ears, it seems like they're pretty secure and they're pretty comfortable. I didn't wear them for hours and hours, but I did wear them probably about an hour straight. And you almost forget that they're there, except that they, because they're blocking out some sound, it was hard to hear some of the external sounds. But overall, I would rate them very high on comfort. So for the sound quality, I think it's pretty good. I'm not a super, I'm super into the sound quality, but I have to say these are probably the best earbuds I've ever worn. It's not necessarily saying much, but I think the quality is good. The bass sounded good. Music sounded great. I did a couple of test phone calls. Sounded good on my end. Liv on the other end said there was a little bit of tinniness or roundedness to the voice quality on the phone calls, but that's sort of to be expected over any Bluetooth, I believe. That's just the way that they handle the audio on Bluetooth. But compared to other Bluetooth headsets that I've used, I think it was pretty darn good. One feature that I was very excited to have and was looking forward to, one of the reasons why I wanted to wait until the Google Pixel Buds 2 came out, was the built-in Google Assistant. And I thought it was really great to be able to have it on demand and responding to me so quickly and right on my ear. Don't have to touch it. You can just go ahead and speak to the assistant and it responds to you. That was awesome. One drawback that I noted, and it may not be a long-term drawback as in my real-world use of these, but as I was walking around the house and testing them out, of course I have multiple Google Home devices and those kept responding to me as well. So I would tell it to play music and hoping that it would play in my ear. And as I was walking away, I would hear the one in the bedroom start playing music. So I'd have to take the earbuds out and go tell that one to be quiet for a minute. So that was one of the drawbacks I didn't think about. Now, when the real world situations come up, I think mostly I'll be wearing these while I'm out and about at work and stuff like that, where I don't have a Google Home device. So I think in those cases, it'll be perfect. I'll very much appreciate having access to the assistant. I tried either playing music, stopping music, playing videos, casting stuff to the TV, asking about the weather. I have a morning routine, so I tried the morning routine where it turns on my lights and starts playing the news for me. That all worked perfectly, just like you would expect from Google Assistant. Because this is a first impression, I didn't go into extensive detail trying to figure out how the battery life was, but overall, from what I could see, it was lasting pretty well just playing music. The case being an extra battery was super nice. I popped them in there and I could tell that it was charging pretty darn fast. Another note about the power is that the case can charge wirelessly. So I put it on my stand that I have. It was just a generic stand that I use to charge my Pixel 4 XL. The case, a lot of people like how it opens and closes and sounds very solid. And I have to admit, it sounds and feels like a very solid case. So you just pop them in and you see the little light on the front goes on, letting you know that it's starting to charge. Fairly easy to get them in. Fits very easily into the pocket. Has a little bit of heft to it. I was a little bit surprised that it feels so heavy, but that's the battery, of course, which you need. But yeah, I could see just throwing this in my pocket or in my backpack and running around the whole day with some well-charged earbuds. Couple other things to note that I discovered so far. It's very easy to pair with a Windows 10 or a Chromebook. You don't have access to Google Assistants via those devices, but very easy to pair just like any Bluetooth headset. The other thing I tested very quickly was just to see how is the connectivity on the Bluetooth when I walk away from the phone. So I left my phone up here in our office/studio, walked down the hall, downstairs, got to about the kitchen or living room before I lost signal. So I thought that was a great demonstration of the range of the Bluetooth on these. So that's it for my initial impressions. Overall, I like them a lot. Small, lightweight, very comfortable, great sound, good Bluetooth connectivity. So overall a win. And the bonus is the Google Assistant being built in and very easy to access. So overall a win, and I can't wait to give them a full test over the next week. And then I'll report back to you with a longer review. So make sure you subscribe, click the notification button, and you'll get notified as soon as that review is posted as well. Take care, and we'll see you next time.